Alrighty guys, we're back for some Azorius Flyers, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan Early Access Standard Brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some games, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I build all kinds of different decks, but I do prefer aggro decks and any decks with a red in them as well. Also, we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we have packed into the build? First of all, Guardian of the Great Door, probably a janky pick, but I'm interested to see how much it's going to do in here. It's a 2-mana 4/4 Angel with flying. As an additional cost to cast this spell, tap 4 untapped artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control. So regardless, you're going to have to pay the 2 white mana to play this, and then the extra cost after the fact. We do have ways to get artifacts onto the board, and we do have creatures with vigilance that'll hopefully help us get Guardian down for relatively cheap as well. So we'll see. Just a 2-up for a reason, though. More new flyers, Miner's Guidewing. This is a 1-mana 1/1 flying, vigilance, and when it dies, target creature you control explores. So what is explore? Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, so whatever creature explores, then put the card back or put it into your graveyard. So pretty cool, man. Pretty powerful, I would say, right? Have Ruin-Lurker Bat. This is a 1-mana 1/1 flying lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, scry 1. So what is descend? You descend each time a permanent card is put into your graveyard from anywhere. So that does include your hand, and we do have plenty of ways to descend in this deck, which we'll go over in just a second. Have all 4 Swooping Lookouts, 1-mana 1/2 flying vigilance. Nice. A single Sleep-Cursed Faerie here. It's a 1-mana 3/3 flying ward 2, but it ETBs tapped with 3 stun counters on it. Then for 1 and a blue, you can untap Sleep-Cursed Faerie. We've actually seen this a lot the past couple months, so I don't know why I went over it, especially since it's just a 1-of in here. Of all 4 Spyglass Sirens. This is a 1-mana 1/1 with flying, and when it ETBs, you create a map token. So a map token is a token artifact, and for 1 mana, you can tap it, sack it, target creature you control explores, activate only as a sorcery, unfortunately, right? Yeah, pretty neat one, huh? We have all 4 Chart a Course here. This is a 2-mana sorcery speed, draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you attacked this turn, which is wild, dude. We're going to obviously be trying to attack every turn anyways, and so in our main phase 2, activate Chart a Course, just 2-mana, draw 2, keeping our hand nice and stocked. With all of these 1-mana flyers, I mean, we want to keep our hand nice and stocked, so have all 4 Ledger Shredders in here. 2-mana 1/3 with flying. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, Ledger Shredder connives. Hopefully, on each of our turns, we're conniving regardless. So, of course, when you connive, you draw a card and then discard a card. So this is going to be a great way to go ahead and get that Descend ability on the Ruin-Lurker Bat. So easy scries, right? We also have a single Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel. This is a 2-mana 2/1 rockin' flash and flying. It is a legendary creature. And when Malcolm deals combat damage to a player, put a chorus counter on it. Draw a card, then discard a card. So again, working with that Descend, which is pretty neat. If there are 4 or more chorus counters on Malcolm, you may cast the discarded card without paying its mana cost. So nothing like too significant to go ahead and cast with this. Like, we're not using this to cheat out something huge. Still a really neat ability though. On the top end, we have a couple Sanguine Evangelists. This is a 3-mana 2/1 with Battle Cry. So whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn, which could be pretty cool if you're going wide in the air. And then also, this helps you go wide in the air because when it ETBs or dies, you create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. Neat, a neat little 3-drop. Got all 4 Welcoming Vampires in here, 3-mana 2/3 with flying, of course. And whenever 1 or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Again, hopefully you're activating that like every turn, keeping your hand nice and stocked. You can also activate it on your opponent's turn too, so that flash on Malcolm might actually come in handy. We have all 4 Kitesail Larcenists here. This is a 3-mana 2/3 rockin' flying. We got ward 1 on here too. When it ETBs, for each player, you choose up to 1 other target artifact or creature that player controls for as long as Kitesail Larcenist remains on the battlefield. The chosen permanents become treasure artifacts with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and loses all other abilities. So this is kind of sort of the removal of the deck. Now, do we want more removal? Yeah, probably, but you guys know me. I like to push the deck to the absolute limits, and who knows? Maybe the Larcenist will be enough if we're going fast enough in the air. You have a single honorable mention over here, just a deserted beach, because I opted for all the fast land with a Seachrome Coast and the Wastes, because we got a new Restless land here, Restless Anchorage. ETB's tapped, taps 4 Azorius colors, and then 1 a white and a blue. Until end of turn, Restless Anchorage becomes a 2/3 white and blue bird creature with flying. It's still a land, and when it attacks, it creates a map token. Pretty cool, man. All these Restless land look really good, don't they? And yeah, maybe we want to drop some basics for that deserted beach. I don't know, though. I think we should be fine, and, you know, the early turns really matter in a deck like this, so... Soaring City, Seat of the Empire, we got plains, we got islands. Of course, we're leaning a little bit towards the white in this build. That's it, huh? We're going to be spamming some flyers down and see how we do. Let's go ahead and hop into some games. Right into that first match. Let's go. Okay, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? So far, we've seen a lot of Gruul dinosaur decks, and they're like Gruul mid-range too. They're super scary. All right, keepable for sure. This seems like a great hand. The Coast will come down with the Shredder next turn. Okay, Dreamroot Cascade. Doesn't look like dinos. That's good news. Okay, start with the swing. Because Shredder doesn't affect the combat here, so it's good practice. And Larcenist probably doesn't come down next turn. It's probably going to be Shredder number 2 with the map. Lightning Strike, my poor Shredder. Okay, we get to keep Seat of the Empire. Nice. Oh, I guess depending on where we want to put the map, I guess either way we're doing that, right? And then we're going on to the Siren. And we got a plains to hand. Totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, that doesn't count as a draw for the Shredder, as we just saw there. Now, next turn... Lightning Strike for Shredder. Well, at least we have the third one, right? That's funny. Okay, 1 mana card. I wonder... when I want to get this Larcenist down. No targets yet is a little scary, I guess. So I guess if we go plains and Shredder, I want to do this before combat to see where this Rockfall, if this is something open over there. I guess like a play with fire, if we do this first, we might be able to get off the Siren. Or take pressure off the Siren swing, right? Okay, yeah, we don't need that island for sure. Wait, how much land do I have in here? I always forget to check. I know I just put the deck together, but like, I think it's... crap, I don't know. I'm not sure. Somewhere around 22. After this game, we're thinking like maybe it should be 21, right? But now if we actually got to keep a couple Shredders on the board, this would have been wild damage, huh? Okay, they found their 4th, and... how do we pronounce that? I have no idea. Oh no. It's a 4/3 flyer. That kind of sucks, but it's a great target to go ahead and turn into. This is fun. This is a good time. You are now a treasure token. We'll submit 0 on our side because we don't need any ramp or anything. And we'll get that draw before combat for the Shredder's Connive. Ooh. I'm keeping Welcoming Vampire. Yeah, no, we should definitely keep that. Yeah. Yeah, that's better than just putting a counter on the Shredder, I would say. And hopefully ramping them doesn't do too much, right? Gotta anticipate board wipes at some point, but since it's like teamer colors, it would be like burn down the house or something. Okay, passes back. We're going to do everything before combat again, especially for that Ledger Shredder Connive ability again, right? And we get the draw on the Welcoming Vampire, too. Well, the Connive happens before the draw, unfortunately, but at least we'll have extra cards in hand when it comes time. Okay, full swing. Let's see what happens. I mean, great first game, right? Just spamming flyers, exactly what we wanted to do. Okay, they got the ward cost paid easily here. Bouncing it back to hand. Oh no, this is the like top of the deck if we want, which we probably do want, right? Yeah, I think Larcenist on top is totally fine because we're gonna have to deal with this 4/3, which takes out Shredder. Ah, that's rough. Also, whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains Rebound. And Rebound is something from the grave. Okay, hold up. So we want to keep Larcenist, so we'll ditch the Lookout. That's good. Since they played 2, they can't take out the Shredder now. And if they kill Guidewing, it has the die ability, so we get to explore. Which I suppose we end up exploring onto Welcoming Vampire. It's going to be Plains. Do we keep the Plains in hand? Or do we play it? I guess we keep it. There's no real reason to play it right now, as far as I can tell. Okay, Rebound lets them just play it right now, huh? Oh, I guess the Guidewing will go on the Vampire. Another land! Oh my goodness. Okay. I should probably double check how many land I put in here, right? Just in case, because I feel like we've seen a lot of land so far this game. Well, maybe not. Well, hold on. 1, 2 in the grave from earlier, from the Connives. 1, 2 in hand, and then 4 here. So only 8 land. And another one. Okay, alright, well that's really bad. The Horned Lock can come down, but if it's on our turn, it comes down tapped. Either way, we have so many flyers in the air. Should start with the draw on the Vampire, right? Wait, we should play a land to play around like make disappear style effects. Turn this back into a treasure token. And then we get the draw on the Vampire. And if we get a card that we can play, we'll get the Connive on the Shredder. Unless it is going to be a make style. Yeah, it looks like it. And it gets Rebound. I gotta look up the whole Rebound thing. But yeah, the good news is Larcenist comes down. Now we won't get the Connive on the Shredder. Oh, something else. Play with fire. And that also gets the Rebound for next turn. Sleep-Cursed Faerie. I'm gonna go for counters this time. As silly as that seems. We still get the draw. And we're gonna go explore onto Welcoming Vampire. And I will go ahead and keep that on top, I think, because that gets us a draw on the That's the draw on the Vampire, right? Submit 0. Take that out of the equation. And then swing for 7. Wow. Big stuff, guys. Big stuff. So yeah, the Rebound lets them replay it now. Doesn't hit any of our cards, luckily. If they play this untapped, we still just fly in the air. Nothing to make disappear, so what's their draw? GG opponent. Let's go, guys. That was sick. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Just have an overwhelming amount of flyers. Yeah, that was a beautiful first game. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording real quick and check how many lands I have in here. Okay, it is 22 total land. And I went ahead and kept the recording paused until we found our next opponent. Hello, opponent. What are you bringing to the table, buddy? Ooh, good hand. Let's keep this. I like it. I wonder... Ooh, Coast. That's good. Is it Guidewing or, I guess, the Spyglass? Either way, we're going to be doing 2 things next turn. What's this? Enters the battlefield, it explores. Nice. Waste, it's going to be Island. Is this going to be mono green aggro? Oh, That's gonna be cool. We have Chart a Course too if we want to do that, but I think we just start spamming these out as well. How do we feel about that? Swing in the air. Just start spamming these out, especially since we have Sanguine Evangelist in hand. Yeah, the 22 land, it should be fine. I wanted to double check because I felt like we were seeing a lot in that first game, but yeah, maybe we'll talk about 21 land in the final thoughts. Tribute, cool. So mono green like explores with counters and stuff, right? So they might have that one card that increases the number of counters that gets placed as well. All right, it's probably Evangelist for the turn, which we could have done after combat. I just get really hasty with playing my cards. They were tapped out anyways, but it is good practice if it doesn't affect the combat. Yeah, the 2 map tokens and everything would be pretty terrific if we see that Angel in the deck, which is only a 2 of, so... Okay, no blocks. It's going to be a terrific full swing next turn. Buff everything in the air. Evangelist dies, get a bat, right? So we'll play the Wastes. We have Chart a Course for the turn. We have everything. We can dump our hand. Alright, full swing. See if that 1 forest is anything to you. Because it could be instant speed fight spell. Block the Evangelist, get big damage through, get another bat. And we're going to start with the draw. Sure, 2 white sources are open. Oh, Shredder. Ooh. Ooh, actually, I'm just gonna still spam out the other. Just gonna spam it all out. We get that Scry Lookout. Okay, I guess so. I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air. Invoke the Ancients, grab some reach, dude. Let's go. That's so cool. Get a draw 2 off the tribute. And they could swing on the ground successfully. Yep. We are going to take it. No blocks. Cuz they have 2 blockers here. Yeah, they're just like not dead yet. Welcoming Vampire, Swooping, or it could be... Let's start with the full swing and see what happens. We have Vigilance, we have Lifelink. We should be fine to be able to chump. Either way, we're wide enough to just say, okay, let's get this damage through. And if we would have explored off of the maps, remember this is sorcery speed only, unfortunately. But if we would have explored, then the 2 creatures that explored, it would have just been blocked by the spirits anyways. So instead, we're just going for the draw. Ow. And hopefully we don't die here, right? Put us down to 3. Oh. I guess we can activate a map and go on to, like, Lookout. I don't know how much that matters, but you never know. Okay, Welcoming Vampire is totally fine on the top, especially since we have 5 land here. And the question is, it's either they win now with something just fantastic, or a full swing probably wraps this up next turn. So coming down to the last cards played for sure. Which means maybe we should have just sent the Welcoming Vampire and just searched for something else that could have helped us in that turn, maybe. Either way, okay, Tribute and Augur. They only have 2 blockers here. And they get the draw. That is not going to be enough, as we are wide enough in the air. As long as I'm not missing anything here, we just take the 6, no worries, and then full swing, right? I believe so. Let's do this. Don't want to keep the opponent waiting by activating everything. They get great blocks, yep. Hey, good game, opponent. That was fun. That was really awesome going up against some mono green. So yeah, probably something to do with counters, right? Something with the exploring. This 1-drop looks sick. Like a lot of the times it's just going to be a 1-mana 2/2. or it just puts a land. Yeah, dude, that looks awesome. I would have loved to see more of the opponent's deck there, actually. Oh, guys, make sure you let me know what you think of the new Red Cat artwork. Dressed up as a pirate for the early access Ixalan event, or maybe all of Ixalan, but you know, probably not. I do have a normal Red Cat that looks like the same, except it doesn't have like the pirate hat or anything, if you guys saw yesterday's video. Or yeah, that should be yesterday's video. I never know like what order the videos are going up, but usually I know. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pause until we get into the next match. Okay, we found that next game. 3 mana in hand. Not a bad one, right? I feel like the hands have been pretty good. Start with the coast. Yeah, I feel like the hands have just been curving out terrifically so far, which is awesome. Map token. Mountain. Okay, coast and swing. See if the Siren dies. It does not. Shredder doesn't get hit with a Play with Fire either, so that's good news. And the triple Kitesail Larcenist. Oh my goodness, that's a little excessive, isn't it? Oh, nice draw. Really nice draw. Because yeah, we didn't really have a target for this yet, although the Ward 1 does come in handy too, so. And having like extra things to do on your turn, like the map and everything, always helps, like that feel of like, oh, are we curving out well? And sometimes like maybe we only had a 2-drop there, then we would have been able to use that map token before. And that obviously helps like curves and everything too. Ooh, Giant Cindermaw. Hold up, is this gonna be mono red dinos? That sounds fun. So we could turn that into a treasure. We could play Siren, use both the map tokens. I think it's Larcenist. Submit 0. Hit that Cindermaw. Oh, it looks like they might have something open. We'll see. I don't think they really want to use that treasure. They'd rather get rid of Larcenist and get that dino back, right? Okay, Raptor comes down, also making it... Oh, wait. This isn't the life... Yeah, I was thinking of something different. So whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, deals 4 damage to them. That works in our favor too, right? So we can kind of know that it's not going to be... Let's see about that map, right? And then we can still go Larcenist. I'll keep Shredder on top. And let's go ahead and full swing here too. Because even if they do an instant speed thing on their turn, they're dealing 4 damage to their own face, right? Because of the Raptor. The battle cry was sick on this Evangelist so far. Maybe we want more of these in here. Although the 2 of is probably fine enough. They go Monstrous Rage, 4 damage to their face, and then block the Evangelist. Yeah, GG opponent. I think that was... Well... Might just be trying out like a different style of mono red too that happens to be rockin' dinos, but I think it was mono red dinos, which is sick, which means they probably had that 2-drop in there. That was a 2 mana 3/2 with trample and everything. And then whenever another dino gets played, it like gets that attack equal to that dino. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right, we'll go ahead and pause and wait for the next opponent. All right. Found the next opponent. Here we go. Dude, great hand again. I'm telling you what, maybe it's just like the fact that I like playing with 1-drops. maybe. Coast comes down and it's probably Guidewing right away. Well, no, probably Lookout. Well, right? Because we would prefer that dying alone on the board than the Guidewing, because the Guidewing needs another target. So we would start with... Oh, Ruin-Lurker. Okay, there we go. We answered that question. And then we get Shredder down next turn. Oh, bro. This is going to be Sultai fight rigging, isn't it? I'm super scared. We can still get there. We can totally still get there. Alright, first we'll get the bat swinging in. Get that shredder down. Okay. Okay, it's fight rigging. Dude, what are they gonna hit with it? Okay, let's see it. Another fight rigging. Okay, it's not too bad. It isn't. I'm just gonna get rid of one of the, actually the wastes is probably better. I'd love to get that counter, but yeah, the second fight rigging isn't too bad, luckily. Alright, so if we go for just as much as possible here, as much as possible in the air. Should we go Malcolm? Maybe. No. I'm gonna spam everything else down instead. See what we end up. Ooh, another. Okay, let's get rid of Lookout then. Get that +1. And it's gonna be that after the fact. Getting 3 through. Spamming everything down, like I said. Okay, we get that scry. Get that land out of here. Alright, let's see what they hit with that fight rigging. They might get a little luckier this time round. Go for the throat the shredder. Get it out of here. Alright. That is an 11/11 2-drop. Woo, buddy. Oh my goodness. Where X is the greatest power among okay. I'll take a second to read that after the fact. Got a lot of vigilance, so Guardian gets to come down this turn, which we might want to do. 3 vigilance, 4. Okay, I see. So we do full swing. Are we gonna be able to get there? I don't know. Malcolm comes down, that's 4, and then we go Guardian of the Great Door. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's so silly. That's so silly, guys. So we have 6, we have 10 damage on this board. A chart of course would have been great this game. Because yeah, we fizzled out, we have nothing in hand now. Okay, it's not another fight rigging, that's good news. This still can't attack though, right? And then the 13/13 Soaring City will help us survive, hopefully. Yeah, no way through. Yeah, definitely just keep the Soaring City going, right? Malcolm gets the ability. Down to 2. Draw a card. Seat of the Empire is a no-go. It's definitely just keep Soaring City instead. Scribe, Bat. I guess anything is fine. No, I'll send it. I don't know if anything is fine necessarily, because they could find like a board wipe or something. Or something insane too. Target player mills cards equal to its mana value. So they get rid of... Okay. So now the Ancient One can attack, and it's a 13/13. But instead of chumping, I'm just going to go Soaring City on this. Kind of feel bad. Okay, then we get that full swing. Wow, Kitesail was such a good draw. Hey, good game, opponent. Really cool fight rigging build. Didn't get lucky with the fight rigging. Seriously, if they got lucky with fight rigging, this would have been a different ball game, dude. Holy cow, would it have ever been. Look at this. 8 mana, 12/12 trample. Imagine if they hit that off the first fight rigging or something. Put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. All right, dude. So far, so good. The deck like doesn't feel as janky as you would expect, like at all though. Like it's doing a thing right now, which is awesome news. 29 minutes in, definitely have time for 1 or 2 more games before we have to go over the deck again, which is awesome. Since it's an early access event, it's definitely taking a lot longer to find matches, which is why I've been pausing in between each one. And the ones that I'm not rambling like this, right? So let's go ahead and pause and wait for the opponent. All right, opponent found. Let's do this, guys. Ooh, potentially the worst hand of the evening, right? Potentially. Let's give it a shot. It's just the 3 mana cards could be really detrimental. But a lot to draw into, even like one of our 1-drops would totally be fine. More mana is not particularly great, but yeah, I think, oh, 2 mana card. Let's go, dude. All right, so we try to play Shredder before the swing, just in case it's something that takes out an attacking creature, then we would have a target for the Guidewing's ability. Okay, Larcenist can take care of the Malcolm. Play it on their turn. It's to get around counter spells, probably, right? Sanguine would be fine. So if we full swing, let's full swing and see if I think they take this damage. It's just 2, so. And let's get that Evangelist down over the Welcoming Vampire. That way a full swing next turn gets a little wild, huh? Because that battle cry is really good, and if they choose to trade anything with Malcolm, it's probably fine. Especially the trade out with Evangelist, just because we get another bat in the air then. Which just seems really cool. However, it's a lot to be said if we would have played Welcoming Vampire instead. A couple turns in a row of Welcoming Vampire, make sure our hand gets stocked up regardless of what they're doing. Okay. Wonder if they're thinking too, maybe they have a counterspell in hand that they might want to hold open. Any amount of removal would be decent. On pretty much anything on this board. Shredder or Evangelist would be a good target. Probably Shredder if it's Lightning Strike. Malcolm not successfully getting through because we have a great block. So they just have 3 open. My guess is it's going to be a counterspell. So we can't play 2 things. If we could, we'd do that before combat. So I'm guessing the blocks are going to happen here. And I'm not going to play Larcenist until there's something really, really good to turn into a treasure. Something at instant speed going on. Evangelist before the battle cry gets through. Oh, still thinking about the Shredder though too. Oh, Trumpeting Connoisseur. Okay, it's still probably a full swing, right? It's still a really good block and we get a bat in the air too. And like, yeah, we're still doing a lot here, I would say. I guess if we would have went Welcoming Vampire before combat and the block happened, then the bat would have triggered the Welcoming Vampire. Definitely something to think about. But maybe they would have just also, maybe they just would have taken that damage too. See if they hit a land off of the Warcrafting. Oh, I don't think they had to hit a land. I think they had one in hand. Okay, I'm going to play this as a land. We get the draw here, so we're going to go for the swing if Shredder was still on this board. Welcoming Vampire number 2 is pretty good. Get that draw. Ooh, Chart a Course. Get to restock our hand that way. They definitely want a little bit more mana, and it could be a type of deck that is running board wipes too, so we got to be careful, but as long as we can restock in time. Explores X times, and they did X is 4. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chart a Course, draw 2. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Chart a Course. Crap. Now I don't have 2 white sources for Guardian. Crap. All right, Chart a Course number 2. Restock that hand. And it's still just another blue source. Aw, man, that's okay. So no draw off the Welcoming Vampire, but stocked our hand beautifully there. GG opponent. The Flyers, dude. The Flyers. What on earth? They're doing so much right now. I can't even. All right, let's keep going. One more. Because we're 34 minutes in, I totally think we have time for another one. Regardless, if the opponent slows us down significantly, feel like this is one of those decks that potentially loses fast as well, right? So, yeah, we'll go ahead and pause and wait for the next opponent again. All right, next opponent found. We go first. Good hand. I would have loved to get that Guardian down last time round. Okay, Coast and Sleep-Cursed. Because the sooner that becomes a 3/3 flyer, the better. Or one that can actually fly in, I mean. Shredder is probably the play. The Wastes get the Shredder down. A little bit of a slow start, just opting for some setup here, but I think that setup is going to pay off nicely. Up the beanstalk, okay. Let's see. Could get rid of that stun counter. But it's probably play a few things, see what we draw on the connive with the Shredder. Ooh, do I ditch this Guardian yet, guys? Or is the Guardian going to do a thing this time? I don't think the Guardian's going to do anything, unfortunately. And I'd rather play the Lurker Bat this turn. Right, just spam as much down as possible. 2 scries. Get the lands out of here. Get the lands off the top. Oh, Guardian. Okay, I'll give it a shot. It's probably still going to be Larcenist for the turn. Well, depending on what they do, right? Stomper. See, we don't need Larcenist. We can go for the setup instead. So, no Vigilant Creatures means we'd have to tap. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 with the... Okay. So the map does help us out pretty well here, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Right? No, we need 4. So it's like this. That's still very expensive, isn't it? That's still very, very expensive. Definitely something to think about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4/4 flyer, though. Just for not swinging for 2 damage that turn, now we have a 4/4 flyer on this board. And when they ramp, we'll go Larcenist, Treasure, full swing. Or Larcenist, Treasure, whatever they ramp into. Binding, probably Shredder. We do get that connive first. Get that land out of here. I don't think we need that right now. Leyline Binding. It's going to be the 4/4 actually instead of the Shredder. Ah, that does make sense. It is a threat. And it took a lot of mana to get. You know what? Speaking of mana, if I would have just went mana for that turn. Let's explore. See what we find, and we'll explore onto a bat. Yeah, whatever they ramp into, we definitely want these Larcenists. Oh, do I want 2 of them, though? No, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I guess just more ways to spam more onto the board would be ideal, right? Down to 6. Do you guys think it's going to be a board wipe? I'm going to hope no, and let's get the Guidewing down. Scry 2. Look out. All right, I'll ditch it. Again, I don't know what I'm looking for. I guess like Chart a Chorus or Welcoming Vampire. Okay, I'll keep that on top. Anything that can eventually help us restock the hand, because we have to be prepared for, my guess is Dinosaur Ramp to do just a huge thing here. And as soon as they do that huge thing, hopefully Kitesail Larcenist just takes it out of the equation. Trumpeting Connoisseur. Draw 2. Discover 5. Oh, they hit a Bone Horde Dinosaur. Okay, that's the perfect target for a Larcenist, right? I guess now we have to ditch the Welcoming Vampire, but Shredder's getting that buff. If they have another Leyline Binding, they can still take something out of the equation in the air, which would be the Shredder, for sure. But then we just, yeah, we take the Bone Horde out of the equation, but then it could be another Binding off the Treasure. Either way, they just have 1. Okay, yeah, so we do this before combat. Submit 0. You are a treasure. Full swing. Oh, no more leyline bindings. GG opponent. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, have fun that game, dude. Heck yeah, I did. That's really funny that it still asks us that in the early access too. Oh my goodness. What a time. What a time. How many did we win today? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to go back and obviously check out the video to see. Here's the deck list again, guys. Pretty good, man. Yeah, this was a fun time. This is a really fun time. 22 total land. It did feel like a lot sometimes, but other times, you know, there's a lot of games where you're going to want to play multiple things on the same turn regardless, so I think 22 was completely fine. That one Sleep-Cursed Faerie seemed a little slow. There's a reason why there's only one of them, but that ward too really does come in handy, and so maybe we could consider more of these even though it is slow. We probably would have more of these if we had more to do on the opponent's turn, like counter spells and stuff, right? Because then if you don't use a counter spell, you can just use that to get rid of a stun counter or untap or whatever, you know? All the Vigilance was sweet. The Ruin-Lurker Bat, the Scries were awesome. The map tokens were really cool. Guardian seemed a little bit too expensive. But it's still a really neat inclusion. Yeah, there's a reason there's only 2 of them, and maybe we still want the 2. Because we saw in that last one, you know, a 4/4 flyer just happens to be super dangerous, and they targeted this instead of the Shredder, whereas if this was just another Shredder, they would have targeted our big Shredder instead. And so, like, yeah, or like a Malcolm, they would have targeted that big Shredder, and we'd still have Malcolm on the board, but yeah, it's not a 4/4, so I don't know. I actually like the 2 of. Now, it also doesn't work with, like, Welcoming Vampire and stuff. Dude, Sanguine Evangelist was really cool. This was a really neat one. That battle cry was wild, and then when, obviously, the opponent doesn't want that battle cry to go through, so they kill it, and then we have more bats, just more flyers in the air. The Kitesail Larcenist was really sick. Great piece of removal, just a flyer. The Ward 1 was awesome. We don't actually know how often the Ward 1 protected this, but I'm assuming at some point it did, because we were getting this a lot in those games, and it was really hitting its mark, so nice. I think all 4 of those was definitely worth it. I think the mana base was fine. Too bad we didn't get to power up the Restless Anchorage for the turn, but that's, or for the video, but that's fine, that's fine. All right, guys. Hey, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. Again, let me know if you like the new Red Cat artwork. It's not always going to be wearing a pirate outfit, but still, right now, at least for the early access, we're dressed up as a pirate. Alrighty, guys. Hey, I will see you in the next video.